Hey Canucks fans, what a difference a week can make. I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clay Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. And this is my Canucks take on one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Sunday, January the 31st. This is where you get Canucks insight that's positive and timely. Want to give a shout out to my Hall of Fame members, Jens95, Sim Alexander, Justin Credible, and Nux fan number 29. Thank you for your support, and thanks to all of you who are members of the CCC crew and supporters of this channel. If you care to do so, press the join button in this video or go to the membership tab on my YouTube channel. What a difference a week can make. A week ago, this time, the Canucks were in 6th place, so second to last in the North Division. They had just gotten smoked by Montreal twice in a row. People were calling for the heads of Jim Benning and Travis Green, and we're looking and with kind of anticipation and nervousness at a 3-game set against Ottawa, the only team below us in the Pacific Division I said it again, the Pacific Division, the North Division standings. But here we are a week later after we played 4 games, 4 wins by the Canucks, 3 wins over Ottawa at home, beating them by a combined score of 16-3, pretty good. And then another solid effort last night, what Travis Green called it, probably the most complete effort by the team all season, another 4-1 win. So the last 4 games have been 7-1, 5-1, 4-1, and 4-1. So we've scored 20 goals in the past 4 games and given up 1 goal apiece in those 4 games, with Thatcher Demko being the goaltender in 3 of those 4 games. So I want to talk a bit about where the Canucks are. No, let's do it in this order. Let's talk about the game last night. Then let's talk about where the Canucks are and then where they're going. So last night, as I said in my post-game recap, that quick one that I do, and then in the 1-hour post-game live stream we did, a complete effort. A few things that I really like. I still like Thatcher Demko's goaltending, of course. I like the fact that the Canucks outshot a team, and badly. They outshot the Jets 39-24. And remember, this was an away game for the Canucks, outshooting them 31-11 in the final 2 periods after a pretty crazy first period, which was fine. And I like the fact that all 3 lines scored. You had the Lotto line that scored in the first goal of the game. You had the Horvat, Hoglander, Pearson combining for the second goal of the game. And in order, you had the third line, Zach McEwen, scoring the third Canucks goal. And then, of course, Boeser with the empty netter. But I like the fact that we're getting balanced scoring. I like the fact that the Lotto line has woken up. I like the fact that our bottom 6 has been solid. I like the fact that Jordy Ben and Jalen Chatfield, almost surprisingly, have been a really calm and steadying force on the blue line. And I love the fact that we got good goaltending. And a lot of people were saying, well, big deal, you beat the Ottawa Senators 3 times. Well, you're supposed to beat the Ottawa Senators 3 times. And I would argue that not every team in the North Division is going to beat the Ottawa Senators 2 or 3 in a row or 4 in a row. So you have to take advantage of those opportunities. And I was thinking about this earlier today. I actually think that series, because the Canucks weren't really in danger of losing any of those 3 games, I think it also helped them get their confidence, which was very important, and also helped them work on things, whether it was a penalty kill, power play. And I wouldn't insult Ottawa and say it was just like a practice. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying once the Canucks felt like they had those games under control, you can use those moments to work on certain elements of your game. And obviously, we saw a lot of those elements come together in the complete victory over the Winnipeg Jets last night. Now, this is the first time that the Canucks are only playing one and done. So it's they did 2 against Edmonton, 2 Calgary, 3 Montreal, 3 Ottawa. Then it's weird. They're doing 1 Winnipeg, which was last night. Then now up next is 2 Montreal, followed by 3 Toronto, followed by another 3 or 4 hosting Calgary at home. So just a one-off, and for whatever reason, the Canucks Winnipeg Jets games have to be one-offs for the first couple meetings of the season. So overall, a really good, complete effort by the Vancouver Canucks to kick off a 6-game road trip. Now, some cool stats stemming from last night's game. The Canucks are the only team in the NHL to be riding a 4-game win streak. Yes, 3 of those were against Ottawa, but like I said, not everyone's going to do that against Ottawa. And so I'm glad that the Canucks did, as they should have, but it helped them, propel them to their win streak that they're on right now. So now that's up to 4 games because of their victory last night. In the standings themselves, they have vaulted up to 3rd place in the North Division ahead of Winnipeg. Granted, they've played more games than anyone, but even by points percentage, they're in 4th place right now. So Toronto leading the division with 15 points, then Montreal with 12, Vancouver 12, although Vancouver's played 3 more games than Montreal. Winnipeg with 10, Edmonton with 8, Calgary with 7, and Ottawa with 3. Every single team has at least one game in hand over Vancouver, but if everyone won all those games in hand, then Vancouver would still be sitting in, they'd be battling for 4th or 5th if every team wins their game in hand, but that's impossible because they're playing each other, if that makes sense. There's only one North Division matchup today, and that's 2 teams below the Canucks in the standings. I believe it's Ottawa and Edmonton. Some cool individual stats. We know that Brock Boeser, with his 2 goals last night, is now leading the entire league with 8 goals so far. Again, I'm going to stop saying this, but remember, the Canucks have played more than any other team in the league. So this is based on 11 games for the Canucks, where everyone else has played anywhere from 5 to 10 games. But Boeser has 8 goals ahead of Rantanen and McDavid with 7 apiece. When it comes to assists, you have Quinn Hughes with 10, and he's one behind the league leader in Anze Kopitar of the Kings with 11. So you add them together, total points, you have 3 Canucks, Boeser, Hughes, and Horvat, all with 11 points, and that makes them tied for 7th overall in the entire NHL, behind McDavid, Draisaitl, Marner, Backstrom, Kopitar, and McKinnon. Some really good players up there. And of course, the Canucks, the 3 of them, Hughes, Horvat, and Boeser, they're tied with a bunch of players at 11. Quinn Hughes leading all defensemen still with 11 points, even though he actually didn't get a point yesterday. And then Nils Hoglander, he's the 3rd leading scoring rookie right now, which is pretty cool, behind Ty Smith of the New Jersey Devils and Kaprizov of the Minnesota Wild. So that's pretty cool for Hoglander to be 3rd in overall scoring by rookies. So that's impressive as well. So Canucks doing really well when it comes to individual stats. Yes, they've played more games than anyone, but still, it's nice that they have those points in the bag and are among the league leaders in many, many categories, which is awesome. Looking ahead, like I said, they got 2 more against Montreal, so hopefully they can avenge some of those losses, and then 3 in Toronto, which should be a lot of fun. The 2 against Montreal are Monday, Tuesday. That means for tomorrow's live stream, the game's at 4, but I actually have a work event starting at 6:30 or 7, so I will do my post-game live stream tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Solid, locked in, 10 p.m. tomorrow night, and I'll make sure I remind you guys of that throughout the day tomorrow. 2 against Montreal, 3 against Toronto. I would love for Vancouver to take 3 of those 5. That means they come home with 4 out of 6 wins on this road trip. That would be really, really a good showing for the Canucks. Lastly, I don't like to do a lot of trade rumors because sometimes, not all the time, but I think they tend to be clickbaity type videos, and I prefer to do more analysis on things that have happened. So a couple people have asked me, will you do a video on Victor Mete or Vince Dunn or Jake Virtanen for Sam Bennett? And those are fair suggestions, but I prefer not to speculate. And like I said, for me, sometimes it feels a little bit clickbaity. I'm not here to judge anyone else or even my own videos, but I'd rather prefer to talk about things that are actually happening. One thing that did happen across the league this morning is New York defenseman Tony DeAngelo went on waivers, and that is a massive story, giving DeAngelo's history in terms of his political leanings and viewings and how outspoken he is, discipline issues before he got to the Rangers in junior, so on and so forth. And he hasn't had a good showing for his first start of the season. He's been benched a couple times by the Rangers. And then last night, he was on the ice for 4 of the 5 goals when the Rangers played against the Pittsburgh Penguins, losing to them 5-4 in overtime on that Sidney Crosby goal. And I'm just kind of looking at I'm pulling up the box score from last night, where, like I said, it was a 5-4 victory for the Pittsburgh Penguins over the Rangers. And I'll kind of get to what happened here in a second. But it's kind of interesting because he's obviously a very, very talented player, highly regarded, got a big contract now. But yes, when you look at his box score from last night, it is not good. Tony DeAngelo, 1 assist, -3. So he was on the ice for 4 of the 5 Pittsburgh goals. And in particular, he was on the ice, like I said, for the game-winning goal in overtime. And there was a miscommunication between him and Rangers goaltender Alexander Georgiev behind the net. It looked like Georgiev thought that DeAngelo was going to play the puck, or at least rim around the boards or get it skated out. And DeAngelo thought that Georgiev was going to play the puck. And then it just kind of sat there. And then Pittsburgh took control, and ultimately Crosby scored about 10 or 15 seconds later. So apparently the two of them got into an argument in the tunnel after the game. Likely DeAngelo initiated it. And I think punches were thrown. Not sure who hit who. I heard a rumor that Kreider might have stepped in as well, but that hasn't been confirmed. But regardless, there was a dust up. And then the very next morning, DeAngelo is placed on waivers. So that's going to be a very interesting story to follow. If anyone takes a risk and claims him, then good luck with that PR battle. And if he clears waivers, then what do the Rangers do? Do they work it out with him and try and keep him on the roster, which you're allowed to do, obviously? Do you assign him to the taxi squad, to the minor league affiliate? So many things that could happen. And remember, we're talking about a big, I think it's a $4.8 million salary for a few years that we're talking about as well. So keep that, kind of keep your eye on that situation as it unfolds. It should be a very interesting one for sure. So there we go, Canucks fans. A bit about what's happening in the NHL, but more importantly, a look at where the Canucks are now, 6-5 after 11 games, one game over 500, league leaders in a bunch of offensive statistical categories, and a chance to go into Montreal and avenge their losses from a week and a half ago. So Canucks fans, tell me how you're feeling about the team right now. Did you see enough from the 3 wins over Ottawa and last night's win over Winnipeg where you can say they've turned the corner? Or for you, is it still too early to tell? Leave a comment below. I love to read and react and reply as always. And once again, I appreciate your support as always as well. Subscribe if you'd like to. Like this video if you'd like to. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other, and have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.